Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back on another reaction video. Today we're going to be checking out an old song but a hot new drop from Jason Isbell and the 400 unit. This is Elephant live at the Bijou Theater. Let's dig in and see what's up.
She said, Andy, you're better than your past. Winked at me and drained her glass. Cross-legged on a bar stool like nobody sits anymore.
Alright, that's an interesting way to start.
She said, Andy, you're taking me home. But I knew she planned to sleep alone. I carry her to bed, sweep up the hair from the floor.
Interesting. Because at first I was thinking like one night stand type situation, but now it seems like he's just the guy that gets her home, right? Like that's what it seems like from the song.
Up the hair from the floor.
Pick up her hair from the floor. Is it? Oh man, are we talking about this?
If I'd fucked her before she got sick, I'd never hear the end of it. She don't have the spirit for that now.
Wow, that's intense, huh? He said, if we had consummated before she got sick, I'd never hear the end of it. She ain't got the energy for that now.
We drink our drinks and laugh out loud, bitch about the weekend crowd, and try to ignore the elephant somehow.
That's a hard thing to do too, right? Like we're dealing with a situation that is not this, but it's the same tempo, right? My father-in-law is in the process of no longer being with us. He has body dementia. He knows who he is, but he's forgotten how to swallow and how to walk and how to talk correctly, and it's a really terrible thing to see. Like he already had macular degeneration, and if you put your hands in front of your eyes like this, whatever you can see was what he could see. And he was always a proud man. He worked hard, and now he's on DNR, right? He knows, but his body doesn't respond. And so it's a choice of prolong and suffer greatly, or let nature take its course and suffer a little bit less. It's a terrible decision, but it's an elephant that's in the room, right? You're making a choice that this is the time, and it's not, I'm taking myself, right? You never get to choose your time by taking yourself, but sometimes it's okay to let the fight end, right? Like sometimes when it's really tough, right? When all of your hair is on the floor and you're wasted away and you don't feel like you're worth anything anymore. And you're not doing it yourself. You're not taking medicine to get it done. You're not starting a shotgun or anything like that. You just let nature take its course and you quit fighting. And sometimes that is the best choice. Sometimes it is the best choice to not fight. And that is a hard thing to hear when you're looking at it, right? It's a harder thing to hear when you're the one that's got to make the decision for someone else. My wife has to make the decision. Right? She talked to her dad. She knows where he's at. And he's scared to death. And it's a whole thing. And it's tough enough when you're making the decision for yourself, but it's really tough when you got to make the decision for somebody else. So if you're going through that today, I'm sorry. I hate that for you. If you're one of the ones that have made the decision for yourself, I'm really sorry. It sucks. I hate that for you. But I can absolutely understand that. I can understand choosing quality of life for a short time over sticking around with not a whole lot to go on. So, yeah, much love. This is a tough conversation to have, right?
She said, Andy, you crack me up. Seagram's in a coffee cup. Sharecropper eyes and her hair almost all gone. When she was drunk, she made cancer jokes. She made up her own doctor's notes. Surrounded by her family, I saw that she was dying alone.
That's tough. That's tough. So, is she not telling them what's going on? Is that what's going on? You should not do that. You should not do that. It can be tough on them to hear it, that you're going. That's tough. But don't you dare leave them with the surprise of that. Come on. Now, that may not be what's going on. She might be just abandoned and alone, right? But if the family's there, I got to assume they're at least thinking, trying. Do they not know? Is that what's going on? That hurts my heart. That hurts my heart a lot.
I'd sing her classic country song. She'd get high and sing along. But she don't have much voice to sing with now.
I get that one, right?
We burn these joints in effigy. Cry about what we used to be. Try to ignore the elephant somehow. Somehow.
Death's not the only elephant, is it? Y'all don't know? You're about to know. I'm injured, right? I've got 13 discs that are either ruptured or herniated or bulging. 3 massive herniations that impinge my spinal cord. Spinal stenosis. And degenerative disc disorder. So, all of that. Plus, I have some nerve problem that they don't know. Nobody can tell me. I've seen so many neurologists. They don't know what's going on with this. And so, I lost function as a man. That's an elephant too, right? That's an elephant too when you lose the ability to do the things that you used to. And I make cripple jokes because I'm a cripple, right? But I'm not a cripple that quits. And that's an important thing, right? Sometimes you just need to talk about the elephant in the room. Sometimes you just need to make the cripple jokes. Or sometimes you just need to make the cancer jokes. You just need to lighten the load a little bit, because sometimes that is how you lighten the load. Like, I don't have cancer. I'm blessed. My wife just did. Right? Y'all don't know that because I don't talk about other people's stories, but like, she just had a big chunk cut out of her nose, and it was scary. Right? It was basal cell melanoma, so it wasn't like some kind of bone cancer that's untreatable. There was no chemo or radiation. It was a simple procedure, and it's still scary. And so it doesn't have to be cancer, though. There's a whole lot of elephants that get hidden, that don't get talked about. Talk about your elephants, right? It's much better for me to talk about my problems than for people to try to ignore them. It is better for me, like, it's amusing to me. I have a sick and twisted sense of humor sometimes, and it's amusing to me because the left side of my body does its own thing. My eye will twitch sometimes. You'll see my hand, but my leg does that too. The first time people see that is always it makes me laugh, because it's always like a and I shouldn't, but it's funny, right? Like, to see that, and like, I scared, like, we won't get into it. It's funny. And sometimes you just need to talk about the elephant, right? If somebody's got a problem, maybe they will get offended, but maybe they won't. It's a risk you take. Most of us who have to deal with things, we have a pretty good sense of humor about it, though. And if you're curious, you should ask. And don't let anybody die without you asking what's going on. Like, why are you cutting off all your hair? I mean, and if you're getting offended that I stop it too much, I'm sorry, but that's what we do here. We talk about the things that I think about when I hear these wonderful songs. This is great. I love this. We're talking about things. And you always die alone, right? Unless there's a fatality incident, right? You're dying alone because nobody's going with you.
Just try to ignore the elephant somehow. We just try to ignore the elephant somehow. We just try to ignore the elephant somehow. Somehow. Somehow.
That was great. Y'all make sure y'all get back over to Jason Isbell's page. Give him a like, share, and a sub, throw him a comment, and let him know you appreciate what he's doing. I sure do. Like, he brought a little bit more awareness to myself. There was still some hurt resolved around my injury, right? It's not easy knowing that you're never going to be fixed. That's an elephant, right? That's the elephant no matter what you're talking about. Whether you're talking about, like, there's no surgery that can fix my problems. It's too dangerous. I would most likely die. That's just the reality of it. There's no problem for that. There's no solution for my father-in-law. Like, his body's not going to remember how to swallow all of a sudden one day. And sometimes we can prolong the things by fighting against the things, but sometimes we can't. But generally speaking, it's not good to dwell on the elephant, but it is always good to acknowledge the elephant. Right? You shouldn't be spending your life, whatever's left of it, deep in cancer and talking about cancer all the time. That shouldn't happen. But you should not be hiding it from anyone, because that is something like, you should never surprise someone where you can spare them that now. Like, if they know they can make their peace ahead of time, that's important for people. It's important to be able to talk to people and to say your goodbyes. So if you are hiding it, don't. Like, I understand you're trying to spare feelings an awful lot of the time, but that's not what winds up happening. But it is your choice, right? So this was absolutely great. I love anything that gets me talking. I love anything that gets me leaking a little bit, because that's letting me know where the big emotions are still at, where I still need to do my work, right? Whenever these big emotions come up and they leak out a little bit, or you feel angry or whatever it is, that's letting you know where your work still needs to be done. And this brought to light some work that I still need to do. It was absolutely wonderful. Like, the music arrangement, the song lyrics, it's a beautiful story, even though it has a sad ending, right? That's a pure love. To help your friend, even though you don't have a reward out of it, right? Other than helping them. That is the most beautiful story you can tell. So Jason, thank you very much for this. I appreciate it. It is great music and it is greatly appreciated. Y'all make sure y'all get back over there and show some love. Give him a like, share, and a sub. Throw him a comment. Let him know you appreciate what he's doing, because I do. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. You are perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. God loves you too. I keep forgetting that, but I love you, God loves you, and you are perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. This has been Pitt's Take. Peace.